Dear friends, welcome to Body Language and Travel Show. Today's special guest is Mrs. Allisha ALI. Allisha is Europe's premier career coach and mentor. Allisha is here to support you and help you to land your new job. Is here to support and help you for your career growth, to support and help you for your career transition. We are going to discuss and see how and to navigate to career counseling, how nowadays from a linear career guidance we have massively shifted to a multidimensional career counseling. Why? Why now we are checking about and seeing and talking about future perspectives, about time perspectives, about personal growth, and about psychological strengths. So Allisha is here with us to share her thoughts, and I'm greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Allisha, welcome.
Thank you, Roxani. What a nice warm welcome, and I really appreciate what you're doing. I'm kind of jealous that you're a body language expert, because for me, I count on my intuition, but you have an additional tool, which is the body language part. And also we have some things in common with, I know you are consciously going for your career counseling degree and so on. And yeah, so now I am a career expert, coach, and mentor. So I'm so happy to be here to really share my views on whatever you would like to know, and that your audience can learn from, and maybe hopefully take away something that they can to be here.
Yes, thank you so much, Allisha. And just to share with the audience that I know you, you have coached me in 2020 Mega Symposium in December 2020, and I'm so proud that I was lucky to be there as a participant and to have 20 great coaches, and one of them it was you. So that is why that I know you and I respect you and I honor you a lot of this. So let's get started. My first question, in order to help the audience to understand, is why now we have to pay attention more to our personal development, to our growth mindset, rather than to make a nice, beautiful decision, career making. Why to this, to put our mind and our strengths to this, to our personal development?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, because, in today's world, or forever, we have careers and we have our lives, and both are so tightly intertwined that we can't really separate one from the other. We might say work-life balance, but actually in today's world, it's work-life integration and how we bring all of that together. So if you must have heard it 1,000 times, if we're going to spend a big chunk of our lives dedicated to our careers, then we might as well make sure that we are doing a great job at it, and we get some personal satisfaction also from it. And most people, and when I say most, it's the majority, whether you are from Europe, the US, wherever you are in the world, most people would get their degrees, and then we're talking professionals here, and they would start their first job, and then they will, as I say, grow with the flow, rather than taking control of where they are going and having that vision and so on, which I know you want to talk about a bit later on. But coming back to the personal development, so personal development and professional development go hand in hand. And we tend to naturally go for the professional development, and we learn the personal development, as we fail, as we get more challenges, as we grow, the personal development naturally grows. But we all know in today's world, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry where people are investing in personal development through coaches, through mentors, through different programs. And that is because if we don't know ourselves first, then it will be very difficult for us to share who we are, whether we are talking to our families, whether we are talking to our, if you're going for a job, for example, and you have an interview, if you don't know who you are, you will not be able to really influence the person who is taking a decision in your next career step, for example. And that's why self-discovery in coaching, whether it's career coaching, life coaching, whatever coaching, is so important. And that self-discovery has everything to do with knowing yourself and also where you want to go in your personal development.
Beautiful.
So everything is all intertwined.
Yes, I agree, because having all this journey to self-awareness and personal development, it will arise also in awakened confidence. It will arise also at the concern of your life, the concern of your job and career. And I like it, of course, exactly the way that you have shared your view with us. And thank you so much for this. Now it's, yes, about the vision, about our vision, because nowadays the career counseling, the career guidance, find it necessary to include the vision in the profession while they are doing the guidance and the counseling. I want your position to share your views with us.
Yeah, so, visioning and life purpose visioning, it's been around for a long time. And people have finally, more and more people are discovering the power of the vision. And I've given some talks on this, on dream big and manifestation of your vision and so on. And this is because, okay, we all can think big things and all of this, but what is really happening on the psychological level when you set a vision? When you set a vision, whether it's for the end of today, or the end of the month, the end of the year, 5 years, 10 years, you are actually creating a future memory in your system, in your subconscious. And the brain kind of tells the difference, whether it has happened or not. So you have more or less programmed yourself that this is going to happen. And the more often you are vision focused, so if you know where you want to go, and that can change, but if you have a fair idea where you want to go and you keep reminding yourself of that vision, you will find a way to make it happen, or things will come your way to help you to make it happen, whether consciously, subconsciously, whether you want to believe that the universe is sending things your way, whatever it is, but somehow having that in your subconscious helps your system, you as a person, to become more focused, to become more engaged, to become more passionate about where you're heading. And, if we just do things randomly day after day, actions here, actions there, with no sense of direction, our lives become chaotic. So I always say actions without a vision is chaos.
Exactly. I like the first sentence you started, that Roxani, we have to put to make a future experience. So I will keep this in my mind, because it is very strong what you have said. Future experience. That means that I condition my body, since body is emotion, to this future experience. So it's a beautiful circle, a beautiful motivational circle, in order to keep you focused. And I also like, and I keep it also for the audience, what you've said, that it might change during the process. You never know, during the process, you might arise another aspect of your growth, another aspect of your future self, and then you might adjust, but you still, with this vision, keep you focused, no matter, regardless the disruptions, let's say, the things that is coming next to you, other things around you.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it, Alissa. It's very meaningful and to the point. future experience. So we're working for this. It's very strong, this two powerful words.
And you pointed out something very explicitly. So there are three aspects. So we tend to think vision is only eyes in our head, what we can imagine. But what you said is we are thinking in 3 dimensions. So you have the head, you also have the heart, the emotional part. So it has to be coming from a place deep within you, and that goes back to self-discovery. And the next one, where we take for granted, is the action. So I say heart and feet and hands. You need to take action.
Ah, beautiful. And feet. I like it. I like it. And holistic approach, of course, it is holistic. That's why nobody.
So using your whole body.
Yes, of course. Yes, very, very mindfulness. Beautiful. Let's go back when the people, they are telling to the teenagers, to young people, look to what is your talents. Everybody was looking for skills and talents, but nowadays we are looking for internal personal strengths, like things like courage. I would like your view about this in correlation with career making decision.
Yeah. So it's a lengthy topic, so
yes,
I can go on.
I know.
But it comes back to in order we can have the best vision, we can have the best goals, and taking time to do that is important. But most people would say, nah, that's not for me. That's for people who really want to be ambitious. But we all born with this innate ambition. We're all ambitious, and many times we put the lid on ourselves, and we don't allow ourselves to go. And it's not about being greedy, it's about really fulfilling our purpose of being here. What is trying to emerge from us? And many of us stop that, whatever we want to become, we stop ourselves. And that has a lot to do with you talk about courage, for example. When we set a goal for ourselves, we have a lot of elements that are driving us towards that goal. We may want to have a more happier life. We want to provide better for our families, our own personal ambition, several things, maybe status, that's okay. But then there are several things that are stopping us. And I call these our inhibiting thoughts. So we have the things that are encouraging us and the things that are inhibiting us. And many of them are where it's linked to our beliefs, whether it's coming from our own experiences or the experiences of our ancestors, our neighbors, or in school, what the teachers told us. So many of these beliefs we accumulate, and sometimes we know they're there and we can't do anything about it, but many times we don't even know they're there. And that's why the whole industry, as I said, of personal development is so important. And that's why you have so many coaches today trying to help so many people, because if you can break through those barriers that are stopping you, whether consciously or unconsciously, then you can accelerate your career. You can go for any career goal. That doesn't mean you would succeed, but you will be taking steps towards your goal. And this is why there is so much investment in personal growth today.
Yes.
That's my take on it anyways.
yes, Alissa, you are totally right. You are totally right. So we are the circle, the center is this, self-exploration, self-awareness. This is the circle, so the center of everything. So everything slowly, it will carry you. If you want to accelerate, if you want to make the difference, if you want to confront your own barriers, exactly as you said, from the society, from the school, from the parents, from the neighbor, from the teacher, all these barriers that they are inside you, you have to go self-deep, explore and investigate your own self. As one common friend of ours, Ben Kandlikam, says, self-investigation.
Yeah, some people call it self-discovery, self-exploration, but it all started, with Socrates and Plato, know thyself. And without getting philosophical, it's really, if we take some time for that self-reflection, and I always tell my clients who are going for interviews, for example, you can learn off the answers to all the interview questions. You find them on YouTube or wherever. But if that's not coming from you and your uniqueness, then that will sound like everyone else.
Yes.
So you have to, this is where most of the work is done with my clients. The resume, fairly easy. The interview preparation, okay, it takes some courage. But once they find what their true values are, what their skills are, what they're passionate about, and they get those interviews, then they're pretty sure when they leave that interview, if they were aligned with the job, they would be successful. And if they were not, they would be happy that they didn't succeed, because they wouldn't want to go forward with such a job that they are not fully aligned.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for mentioning this. Also, you make this declaration with job interview that we have to be to respect our truth self in order the other person, the interviewer, to understand you, of course, and you will have the skills.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally confirm. So it's a lifelong process, the decision making, the being in a career. What is your view about this? Is it a lifelong process?
Yeah, I think the days of a linear career path, I think you mentioned this somewhere, like our grandparents or even our parents, they start and they move up the ladder. Yes. Some accelerated faster than others. And then there was retirement and so on. But today, of course, we live much longer than our parents and grandparents did. So no, it's certainly not a short-term process. And that's why I say when I coach, my tagline is always ready for your next move, your next career move. Because if you do that work and you know where you're going, that's called sustainable transformation. You know exactly what to do the next time you want to change. And I have been privileged to have 3 types of careers. So first, academic. So, I have a PhD in chemistry. So I worked at the university as a lecturer and, doing different activities, research activities. Then I had my corporate career. So I had to do a complete mind shift from academia, totally different. And the growth curve was totally different because I could no longer just depend on my intellect. I had to do all the networking and so on and dealing with people from all over the world. And then my latest adventure is becoming an entrepreneur, which is another level of challenge altogether. So each time there are small moves and there are big moves. And each time there is any move, it's better to take time to reflect on what's happening. And if it's a big move, then you can spend a lot of time reflecting. And that's why, again, coming back to coaches and mentors, people who have the capacity and the skills to help you to accelerate to your next step.
Oh, beautiful, Allisha. What is this one common? Because yes, you have the academic, you have the corporate, and the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneur, as you are right now. What is one common thing that help you, one characteristic that help you to adjust and to be adaptable and to have also self efficacy? What is one characteristic of your personality, or something maybe that you develop in the process that help you for this adaptability?
Yes, yes, that's a very good question because I've been thinking a lot about it. And actually, I think it goes back a long time. And this came through another interview I had. I didn't know where the answer was, but it came to me during that interview. And what it was, I think when I was around 8, I was a pretty bright kid at school, all A's, and even at primary school. And I realized that I had this, now I call it a strength, but education was my key to everything. So I was bright, but then I was slack. I wasn't doing my homework and stuff because I thought it was easy. But then I decided, okay, somewhere around 10 or so, yeah, this is what I'm good at, and this is what I'm going to use for whatever. And I knew I didn't want that my country was too small. I love my country, Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. But I knew it was somehow at that age, I already knew it was going to be too small. So I held on to my strength, which was my ability to learn and to get a good education. Thankfully, in my country, and my parents supported that, and go all the way to my PhD. And if you truly invest in the opportunity you have for education, and I'm not saying that's the only thing, but that was my strength. And now anything I want to do, I know I can learn it. If I can't do it myself, I will find a way to pay someone to do it for me. But if I really want to do it, I can do it because I can learn that skill. But we only have so much time in the world, right?
Yes, right.
So we can't learn everything, but if you know your vision.
Yes.
So for example, for me, career coaching, I had to go back and to become a coach, you have to invest a lot in studying and also practicing and so on. So that discipline in ourselves to really sharpen the saw and our education and our skill set is something that we take for granted. And anything you want to do, you can do it. I believe, and this is something I really believe, that we all have that power, courage, and confidence to do whatever we want, if only we would give ourselves a bit of permission to go there.
Yes. Perfect,
Yeah.
Allisha. I like it. I like exactly. It's very beautiful and useful for the viewers, for the teenagers, for the young people, because they are at this age and at this period, what of this not stable economic or social
Yes.
situation. So it's good to hear from you, from people, from professionals. What was your characteristics? So to think that it's something real, something that they can have it in their own hands. It's easy, but they have first to decide, to have a vision, to have a target, and small steps to reach their own, to climb their own ladder, to reach their own visions. So what is your mission in life and in career?
So I think we all have a legacy somewhere buried inside of us, and finding that is not so easy. We create bucket lists of experiences we want to do. There are many things we want to do in life, and happiness comes from experiences. Happiness comes from personal growth. And happiness comes from things we do from the community. This I learned from Vishen Nakiani from Mind Valley in one of his courses. He said we tend to think about happiness as only getting the high position, or we will be happy then. But there are 3 dimensions. So experiences, our own personal growth, and how we serve the community. And for me, becoming a career coach and mentor is something that was always within me. I always wanted to teach, but not a classical teacher. And I think finally I'm starting to see how my legacy is being born through what I'm doing. I want to use career coaching as a stepping stone for me. And here it comes, to really use my voice to help others to find that power, courage, and confidence we spoke about, to be able to do whatever they want to do in their lives, whether you are a teenager or an 80-year-old or 90-year-old, we all have it still within us. And I want to be able to use my voice and everything I do to share that message and to help others to really believe in themselves, that they can do it.
Of course, because this is the mentor. Actually, this is a motivational mentor job, and I know that, of course, you have it inside you, and also your voice through my coaching that I was a participant. I felt it, and you were very motivational to me. And thank you so much for this, Allisha Ali. So it was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here, for accepting actually my invitation and sharing all these beautiful thoughts with us today.
Thank you, Roxani. Thank you.
Thank you,
and I
dear.
just wanted to remind your audience with my message that summarizes everything I might have shared today is to always believe that you can be more, you can lead more, and that you can live more.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.